Bashgacha practice, a little bit today's story is connected with my brother Oliver Shalom, whose Yotzeit is today. 6 years. Gentlemen, I want to thank you again that night that you came over to the house. I hope you forgot it. You didn't, okay. So here's a story, but this, by the way, is a wonderful little book. It's called Story Bites. And before I go further, there's another book that we just bought in Crown Heights. It looks like this. It's put out by the same. I don't know what this publishing. It's Lubavitch, Chassidic Archives. The second book I'm talking about, friends, is such a jewel. It's called In the Trenches. It's breathtakingly beautiful. It's a husband and wife shluchim in some place in Russia, and just a whole lot of little stories of the shlichus. And we read it in my house every Friday night, and it's breathtakingly beautiful. I'm toying whether I should even share them here, but I'll tell you the name of the book. I encourage everybody to get this book and read it maybe Friday night, whenever. It's the same. So here's this story, a real story, Story Bites. The beauty of this little book by David Zaklakowski, I have to tell you, is that every story is meticulously researched. There's no hearsay. He sifted through thousands of stories to get Story Bites, a little page story, mostly about the Rebbe. Mostly, but not all. And it's the most reliable contemporary book that I know. He says many stories he didn't put in because he couldn't verify the accuracy, stories that we know, but he didn't put them in. So here's a story. In the 1970s, Chana Gorauri, this is the wife of the Rashag. So she told Shamshin Yunik, who worked in the Rebbe's house and was a Makurev to Beis Harav, devoted to the Rebbe's Chana and then the Rebbe. So she told him that several Chassidim had pledged a year of their lives for her father, the Frierdiker Rebbe. And the cheshbon that the Chassidim gave was 30 years. And she added that her father lived 30 years longer, 30 years after his father passed away. 1950. Frierdiker Rebbe was very sick after his father passed away. Very sick. So she told him. So Shamshin Yunik decided he wants to give the Rebbe, our Rebbe, a year of his life. And he meant this very seriously. And he wrote into the Rebbe such a letter that he's giving the Rebbe a year of his life. So the Rebbe wrote back that he appreciates his kavanah, but he should not involve himself in such matters. The Rebbe wrote him that every year, every day is precious. And if you use your time to the fullest, this will be the true sacrifice. So I want to tell you, I don't know if I should say names or not, but because at least one of the families are very sensitive about this, but this is the fact that Tov Shem Lamed Ches, after the Rebbe's heart attack, there were 3 Chassidim. I don't know if they did it publicly or privately. One of them I can say was Beryl Baumgarten. The other one was someone very close to my family. And there was a third, Yitzchak Barber, also, it's Levi's, Ita's grandfather. They gave years to the Rebbe. The fact is that in a short time, all 3 passed away. The Yotzeit's coming up now, for 2 out of the 3 at least. Yitzchak passed away a little bit later, but the first 2 were Around this time, after Tishrei, Matthias, they didn't ask the Rebbe. They did it. You heard the Rebbe's response here. Not to be involved in such matters, you live, and that's the sacrifice. So I'm just mentioning this in connection with my brother. You all know the story. I mean, my brother was an extraordinary person, a very unusual human being, unusual chassid, I should say, very unusual. He completely defied the stereotype in every single way. As you all know, he rode a motorbike, and the picture of him that we put in the L'chaim brochure is a signature white hat. Shabbos he wore a black hat, but his legging chassidus. Anyway, so you know the story that after the Rebbe's stroke, my brother got it into his head, and he dropped everything and paid for and accompanied as a valet, as a butler, literally doing laundry, looking after Rabbi Grona and Rabbi Gutnick, who traveled the world to all the Gedolei Yisrael, including Montreal, to all the Gedolei Yisrael to bring him the Rebbe's message that that we stand on the threshold of Geula and Mashiach is about to come, and Im Dohachin Kulchem, and traveled the world. Took off 3 weeks, paid from his pocket for the two Rabbanim. If I'm not mistaken, they went business class, he did not. Everybody's talking this without fanfare. We just got Chaim was coming. What? He's coming to Canada. He's traveling the world with Rabbi Gutnick and Rabbi Grona. He'd asked the Rebbe, and the Rebbe nodded, yeah. It's not a comparison, but we're just bringing out the Nakuda of, there's the talk, and there's Moishe B'Poyo. And Moishe B'Poyo, that's what the Rebbe wants, is Moishe B'Poyo. Starting with Tzedakah, that's really where it hurts, where it should hurt. Each one according to their level. That's not enough either, is to give the dollar, if to give yourself. In the Rebbe's words, every year, every day is precious. Have a wonderful day, my friends.